Hey, man.
Hey, how's everyone? Thank you for being here. Another episode today of the 3Charts 3PM. We have Aaron and my name is Yamil. We're here today. Thanks for being here, anyone. So as you know, if you've never been on the show, this is a mystery chart show. So I have some specific, really cool visualizations today related to equality, and some of these visualizations, I don't have never seen it before. And you, if you're in the chat, you have never seen it before too. So the idea of the show is, let's bring these visualizations. What is your first impression? What do you know, understand, and collaborate to make them better. And that's the idea for all us to learn about data visualization, to collaborate. If you have never been on the show, you can be part of the show too. We're gonna put in the chat a sign up sheet. You're doing this every week at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays Eastern. You can be part of the show. You don't have to be a Tableau or a Power BI or a data visualization expert. We are willing to, we want everyone to be part of the show. Anybody, if you're starting with data visualization, even better. And I wanted to see, we wanted to see, okay, what do you think if you've never seen that visualization before? What is your first impression? So let's start with some fun ones. I think, Aaron, I'm going to call this some bloopers, because I thought when I was looking for this type of visualizations, I found these ones that are like, I was like, what is this thing? I mean, I was really, to be honest, impressed that. Hold on one second, I cannot find my. For some reason, my mouse is not working. Oh,
Give it
no,
a share screen.
I got it
Okay.
now. So let's see if I can. Yeah, so let me show you one really quick that I found that it was. So it says that in most states, women outnumber men. This is from the Washington Post, right? And if you guys see this, look at this. I didn't know that all of that. It seems to be 51
Is the
equals
purple
52.
is
Yeah,
the
I mean, it's
purple
just
like
so
equal?
confusing. Yeah, it's just I call it like bis bloopers. I think I'm gonna create a new thing now. Call it bis bloopers or something.
I might catch on.
This make no sense to me anymore. And let me show you one more. So in this one, they had there are more men on corporate boards named John, Robert, William, or James than there were women on boards. And what is
Wow.
crazy is, let me see if I can. I want to refresh. Okay, right there. You see, why did they will put the two in the same
Same
color?
same
What
color,
is
yeah.
that? I don't I don't get it. I mean, women and men named John, Robert, Willing in the same color. Why is that? I mean, I know that almost the same percentage, but why is the same color? I don't
Yeah. That
I
that
don't
does make
understand.
sense.
I don't understand that. So
Uh,
this is even just the last blooper for today. I'm gonna start bringing these bloopers. This is crazy. So in here, Americans who own video game consoles. This doesn't go up to 100. What is that?
79.
Yeah. And then this one doesn't add up to 100 either.
Neither does the pie chart.
Not in the pie chart. What is this? So I don't know. What else? What else? Let me see. What else? What else do you see? Let me put it in the chat because this one was crazy. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, I don't get it anymore. Uh,
I do like that they put a controller as basically the bar, and they made it look like what they're talking about, but it doesn't help if the numbers don't match.
oh, there is Brandy. Brandy's here. Thank you, Brandy, for being here today. Brandy says Jamil doesn't want us to see the shoes he's been looking at. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was looking for some shoes. Actually, you're right. Actually, I'm exchanging the shoes. Yeah, I'm trying to exchange. Those are good shoes, actually. Um, um. So, what do you think, Brandy, about this craziness? This. I mean, how could someone put out there a chart doesn't even add up? And then the other thing that I found, Brandy, was that this crazy obsession of people when they create charts, they have to put women always in pink, always pink. What is this thing that pink, 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 right? I don't understand why does it have to be like that. I know that maybe that's what they learned since they were kids. Everybody, when they were buying Disney stuff, probably everything was pink or something like that. But this obsession of everything that I found when I was trying to find some visualizations for today, it's all this thing about the pink or blue and all this stuff. But this
Yeah,
one
I remember.
was
We were
crazy.
talking about that previously on it was the Data Plus Women episode,
Mm-hmm.
and we brought up the same thing as everything is just male is blue, female are pink, or
Mm-hmm.
a variation of that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it must just be a conscious, like it's easy to recognize immediately
Mm-hmm.
whether it's appropriate or not.
Yeah, I mean the other thing is, oh, she said, Brandy said she was going to say that. Cool. And she said, let me see what else we got here. If you want to talk about women, focus on just that element and use a neutral color for everything else. Correct. Exactly. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, I saw one. I don't know if I still have it. This one was beyond belief. Let me. Oh, no, no, no. I know what. I don't have it here. Hold on, guys. This is incredible. Okay. So look at this one. Okay, this one, Brand, this was for you. This is crazy. So this is another blooper. So look at this. The axis here so crazy, right? So this is actually really important. Look at what happened here. Since this starts at 5, look, it looks like India. They're like really, really small.
Like
What
little
is that?
children. Yeah,
Huh?
look, they look like little children down there.
Well, children. This is children, and it's just incredible. And then now this is a giant or what? I mean, I don't I don't know. I was just laughing when I was looking at some of this visualization. I was like, what are they doing? I
You,
mean,
mean- you know,
this is
I think I saw somebody redid this, and
uh
they started the axis at 0, and they
mhm.
just drew like legs for the girl for all those characters.
Oh,
So
okay,
they look like
cool.
they're on stilts because they like just kind of making fun of like it should start at 0, and if it
Hmm.
did, here's how they would look.
Correct. Oh, this she said she had a really really good thing here. I mean, a note. What do the different colors mean? Do they really mean something? I mean, no. I mean, why do they have to do this? All this, I don't know, shades of pink. Let's say. Why is that? There's no reason. There's absolutely no reason for that.
Yeah, you have two of the
So,
same pink, you have two of the same purple,
hmm,
and two of the other kind of lighter pink.
hmm, exactly. Like this one, right? This one and this one are the same, and this one and this
Yeah.
almost the same, and now this one and this one, right? Like it makes no sense why you want to do something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to show really quick, like some incredible bloopers that I found, some beast bloopers. I'm gonna call them now.
That's a
Uh,
good idea. We should incorporate that in the
we're
show
gonna
going forward.
incorporate beast bloopers from now
Yeah.
on, so people have fun at the beginning, and please don't do the bloopers. Don't do it.
They're called bloopers for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, and she also, she has another good note here. And why these countries? Why is this countries and no other countries, or like have a list of different countries? I have no idea. I mean, why they did that. So I wanted to show everybody this visualization in Tableau Public from Josh Tapley. The reason why I want you guys to look at this is great. It's amazing. And my favorite is this tab called Biz Search. So what I did was I went to here, I put a quality, and I can see the top visualizations. So this is the Cerebro project. That's what it's called. It is the Tableau Public author tracking. And like I said, my favorite is this one. The second one, and what I do is I put it, you can put a chart dashboard or any type of dashboard that you're working on if you need some inspiration, or look at some of the top ones out there. And I was able to find two really cool visualizations. This one I really, really like, and that is called Women Empowered. And if we look for a country, for example, let's say Australia. Hold on one second. Um, Australia, for example. Let's do it again. we can see that you can. It's hard, a little bit hard to see, but I'm gonna put it on the chat. Hold on. But what happened here is that let me put it in the chat, so everybody can access that if you want to see on another screen. You can see the little dots here that it becomes to Australia and how that compares to the average. So the gray here is the average, right, by year, and then you can compare with Australia. This is this one that is highlighted. So as you can see, Australia seems to be so much higher in comparison to the average of women in power. And these are the seats that women held in national parliaments. That's what it is. I mean, I thought that it was. What do you think, Aaron?
It is hard to tell those dots, at least on my end.
Mm-hmm.
What the dots at the top?
Mm-hmm.
What countries are those?
So this is Rwanda. That's what they're saying. Rwanda has have been top consistency with the highest proportion of seats held by women in national parliaments. So
All right,
all of this is Rwanda.
do that filter for Rwanda.
Yeah,
I'll see if like I can if you can see it.
one. Oh, I did it wrong. Rwanda. Yeah. So you see now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all at the top.
maybe the colors. Maybe a white background is easier to follow. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
maybe
also
just.
be it'd be good if all the dots were the same color, and then when you selected a country, then just those dots colored themselves.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that it was interesting because they use this technique, right? The where you have the
Uh,
jitters. I
the
think it's the
jitter, yeah.
jitters, and the way that they put it together, it was cool. This was a piece of the day dashboard. I like it because you can find your country or a specific country and compare. I think that was neat. It's a lot of information. I mean, you can see India, or for example, let's say United States. So United States is almost an on average. It's close to the average, right? This right here, that's the average is right there. It's very close.
Below average for the last couple. Yeah,
Li- Yeah, below average actually. But then in the last 2 years that they have here in the data, 2018 and 19, it's almost at average, which you
but
should
that's
see.
I bet this is interesting data. That's a lot of data
Very
points for a
interesting.
lot of years and for a lot of
Hmm.
countries.
Yes, exactly. I thought that it was neat, different way that you can do something like this. I found that really cool, interesting. Then there was another one. Let me see. Let's put here so you guys can see how easy it is to find this. I think that the other one was the other thing is if you highlight here, hover on it, hover, you can see that that it will give you some type of like information about the views, the favorites, and if you click on it, then you can find you can get the visualization, right? I think this one was really cool too. So this one was interesting. Let me put it in the chat so you can see. I found that this one was also interesting. So what do you think about this one? And put it in there in the chat.
I've seen those bars. I've seen those more often. Where
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm,
those are just bar charts, but
mm-hmm,
they gave the entire outline. So basically, you
mm-hmm,
can see the percentage of that
mm-hmm,
bar,
mm-hmm, exactly.
kind of like a pie chart, but it's easier to see the percentage of a bar than it is in a pie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking that view these days.
What I like too is that so this is a survey, and I like the idea of I found interesting that how they put the question and female and male, and you know what I mean, like the way that they arrange it, it's pretty easy to understand. Mm, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
maybe some space in between each of the questions.
Mhm.
Because if I'm looking at in like the bottom right hand corner and those percentages, I now have to follow over. Well, which question am I on?
Hmm. The other thing that I found very interesting was that when I saw this, I didn't understand. So this is something like if we went through like more first impression, right? Like now, what I found confusing, I got confused with this. When I saw this, I thought that this was an image, but it's actually something you can click. And I didn't know that. It was a little weird to see the actual title underneath, right? So that confuses me a little bit. I thought this was like a header or something, but actually I can click on it and it will filter. I mean, it's supposed to. Let's see. Yeah, yes,
Filters to
yes,
that country.
yes, yes, yes. It filters, yes. So I can filter by country. I can click in any country, and you can see that it filters. But it should say something like India here, like you know what I mean, like whatever you select to know that you're now looking at that specific country.
Right.
That's the thing that
You could also use some KPIs
mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm,
say like, okay, I selected India, and you should be able to see, how many surveys were from that one, what percentage agreed with anything, or like whatever KPIs you wanted, but just a quick snapshot. Because my first question is well, which one ranks the highest in that first question, or which one ranks the lowest in that third
mm-hmm.
question, and you can't tell that unless you click on every single country.
The other thing is, I think they just selected some countries because you can see there's nothing in the
Yeah.
U.S. or Canada and whatever,
Does it
and
say
it's
at the
just some
bottom?
countries.
Does it say at the bottom where the data came from?
Data from Stat Compiler, I
Yeah.
think. So yeah, I found this a little weird, interesting, but at the same time, weird that you have to like do this, and then why there's no all the countries, and then you don't know what country. I mean, you can look at it up top, but still, it will be nice to see. Like maybe you can put here that field and put it here, India, I don't know, visualize gender inequality in India or something like that.
It would
But
also be good. It would also be good if they told us why the map isn't all filled out. Because
mhm,
if I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, okay, then in the United States,
mhm.
nobody believes a man should beat his wife, which is true.
Uh-huh.
They should not.
Exactly.
But do we just not have data for that, or is that how everybody? It's 100% in those countries.
Well, it actually says that this was across 70 countries. So why is it? Does it really here 70 countries? Maybe, but I don't know. It's just a little weird that some countries were not there. Also, you see, this name of visual gender inequality doesn't match the real name or thing about this dashboard, which should
Mhm.
be violence against women. That's the other
Yeah.
thing that got me. Why is it doesn't say violence against women? Maybe this was supposed to be on top, right? And then the countries. I don't know.
Well, here's
Maybe.
another question.
Mhm,
Because the map isn't doing anything except for showing a map and the
mhm,
countries that were included in the survey, is it
mhm.
necessary?
Correct. Correct. Oh
If you want
yes.
to, if you want to select your country, you should just
Mhm,
have a filter to select your country. You don't need to
mhm.
select a map in order to filter that dashboard if that map doesn't provide any context to anything that you're showing.
Correct. Right? Yeah, I was completely. I mean, I was even surprised. I mean, not saying anything wrong, but I mean, this was the day when I mean, I didn't understand a couple of things. But I mean, I think the topic is great. I mean, the data could be very useful, but it was a little bit confusing. And then they move. This is another weird thing. So you see the questions here, right on the left. Now the questions are here on the right.
Oh,
So
it's
the
like
questions will
backwards.
move to the other side. Hmm.
Yeah, they got the same female
The
and
same
male.
thing. Why would you change it to the other side? But I don't know. A couple of things. The other thing is, why is it all the same color, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the green means some. It looks kind of green to me. Maybe that's well, yeah, that's green. I mean, looking at the other screen, but
Yeah, it looks
that
like
was
they
a little
only have like three colors here: that dark green, the color of the background,
and red.
the text, and the red headers.
What are the why are the red headers? I don't know. But that one was another. And the crazy thing is, very interesting, is that this is a really, there's this have a lot of views, 11,500 views. I mean, right there. So I don't know, interesting stuff. Like I said, anybody use this? This is great stuff.
It
And
that was a makeover Monday, right?
yes, I think so.
Because it'd be
Probably,
good.
yeah.
Because I think I've participated in some of those. Maybe I haven't. I don't remember. But what would be nice is if, okay, so this is a makeover Monday. I think that's what it said at the bottom.
Hmm.
But to link it back to what the original was, because like I don't know what it looked like before and what we might be missing from the story from one dashboard to the next.
That's right. This is the last one I want to show. Obstacles to gender and equality. And I found this pretty cool, right? Like easy to see. It's looking high. I mean, I like that it looks like a little book or something. It looks like a page from a book or something, or like for a magazine or like a newspaper. I like
So
that.
this is exactly what Brandy was talking about. Look at the colors.
Mhm.
If you're highlighting what's going on with females, highlight that color and make the male or anything else
Mhm.
neutral, and that's what they did
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what this is for. This here,
Is it like a
but
little sticky
probably
note?
it's just for looking at it. Just, I don't know, to just to look nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is for. Um, at least I mean it has a great title. Easy. I think it's easy to go through. Again, I just selected some countries. So we can select, for example, U.S. and you can see the change. This is very hard to read. This underneath, very
And what
hard to read.
what does the bottom say? I can't read it.
So it says, I put it in the chat if you want to see on your other screen, but it says access to education. The second one is political crisis, control over bodies, physical weaker, I think, is religion and culture, political representation, employment, parental and domestic. And the last one is treated differently or something. Yeah.
I also noticed they reversed the axis here. You
Hmm.
know, for the most part, if you have like a column chart like this, it slopes down left to right, and
Hmm.
this is the opposite.
Yeah. So Brandy have a good question. She's saying, what are the bars stack? Um,
Yeah, when you hover on any of those, does it give you the number?
yes. So 21, 22. So I imagine that 8, 8, 13, 17, 22, 18. Wondering,
It shouldn't be
hmm,
going. It shouldn't be going to the left by the row. It should be by the column, right?
hmm. Yes. I mean, I'm wondering why. Is this like, there's this supposed to be 100%? All of this blue and all of this red? Hmm. 25, 25. I don't think so. This is, hmm, 29 and 28. So I'm a little confused now. Um, the reports based on data results collected from multinational surveys of 17,000 adults, approximately 1,000 people for each of the 17 countries highlighted in the report. But this,
So that's another question. Is it this is a survey of 160 people? That's it, right?
mm, it says 17,160.
Oh, 17,160. Sorry, I
17,160. Yeah, it has a space here between the comma and the 160. But this is not gender. I'm trying to understand why is it not, I don't know. Yeah, she's so Brandy says I'll be interested in seeing it as a slope graph. Yes, absolutely. I really like that too, that idea. And this there is great information here. It's just the way that you know what it's missing here? I got it now. It doesn't have a title. What is this in reality? What is this have supposed to be? I mean, we have all of this underneath,
Yeah, you
but
have the category, but you don't know
what
what the
is it?
measure is.
What are we trying to say here? I mean,
Uh, what,
what that's
what's the
yeah.
percentage again? Hover on one of those bars.
Mhm. Let's
Percentage of respondents.
percentage of respondents 17 and 17, 17 and 22.
So it
Yes,
seems like it's a percentage of
obstacles.
gender.
Yeah. No, no, no. This one needs another title or something, or some like explain how to read, kind of. But probably, if, like Brandy said, like if you do a different scene on a slope chart, a different way, they could be so much better, right?
What's the
Um,
chart underneath there?
so and underneath, there's this really cool another way that you can use this. And again, you see, you have to look on top here, the gender to see the red and black, and but this is of course like female and female on red and male here, and two for each one. So I think they're the same categories again. And here where you can see thinking about the list of reasons below, which if any do you personally think are the main reasons why women may not be equal to men in your country? And so if we okay, I selected the US, which it could be nice to have again here US, right? So that you know what you just selected. And then in the US, so then you go here and let's see. Oh, but these are different countries. Yeah, this is different countries. Oh my goodness. So when you select the one on top, it should highlight the one that you selected,
Yeah,
right?
so the way I read that, if you go to that very first dot,
Okay, first dot.
yeah, yeah, it says so. 1% in Tunisia think that access to education is an obstacle for gender equality. But if you go to the complete opposite end of this, you've got India with almost a third. So you can see the gap of like Tunisia doesn't think that it's a problem, but India definitely does think it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see the breadth of the range for each of these.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think.
underneath that is the male answer.
Yeah, the male answer, yes. Do you know something now that I'm thinking through it? I think there's definitely a better way to do this where I think there's too much information. Maybe if you select, think about if you select that country, that you can now see just these two together or
Yeah,
something, right?
you can see where your country's dots are here in this.
Mm-hmm.
Because that first one for the female was Tunisia was 1%. Where's the Tunisian for the males? How does the same country feel about that same question?
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, France. Oop. Mm, Kenya, China. Wow, I
So
don't
not
know.
even on it.
Kenya. I don't. I'm wondering if it's here. um, I don't see it.
Yeah. So to your point, that would be good as if you have that country selected that on each row it highlights that country's response.
Yeah, I don't know if they're missing or, but it's supposed to be here because this is education. It's the same one. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, that like the last one is India for
Oh,
both.
look, India, India.
Yeah.
Look at that. So 31 and 27. I think that's what I wanted to know, right? But
Yeah.
it's hard because I had to hover over everything
Yeah. If
just to
I'm
get
from
it.
India and I want to know how women think of whatever that question is, you wouldn't know without having to hover on every single one of those.
Yeah, and even this, you see.
Yep.
Hmm. I mean, this is really good, interesting information. It's just like the way that it's here. It's hard to see. I have here. James says it looks like 10 dots per line. Yeah. So there is no way to. So this Tunisia again, but I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, this thing it's definitely a little bit hard to understand. and I'm not sure if it's creating any value. I mean, to have it this way, this needs to be together, and then you can see the gap of male and female. I think that's the story, the real story. I mean,
Sounds like
another story could be the gap between countries. That's different, right? Because if you want to compare US with Australia, US versus Canada, that's different. But if I want to compare male versus female, what they think, it should be in the same. And there's many ways to do this, like gap charts and stuff like that. So,
yep.
this one's a little strange. So I think, oh, Aaron, okay,
Yeah, there were some that had more than 10.
yeah, there are more than
But
10.
but,
I was
but,
guessing
but why? Why did one have 10 and one have
and
50?
maybe you don't have the data. I don't know, but it's just difficult. It really is difficult to understand, difficult to follow. Still, this had a 11, almost 12,000 views, and which is interesting, right? And what I was very impressed. Oh, this is a Makeover Monday. Makeover Monday, yeah, Makeover Monday right here. So I don't know. I really think this could be done so much better and add more value. So, Aaron, what do you got? Show me a couple of what you got. Let me take out my screen. If anybody have anything else wants to share, let me know. Let me take out my yeah
Give me a second. I got so many windows open. I got to find the right one.
yeah.
There we
So
go.
hope that everybody's not taking too much cold. I know there is being a lot of snow everywhere. We're in Florida and we feel like we're cold because we were in the 40s yesterday. I know that's not too cold, but for us in Florida, it's very cold.
Sometimes I wonder if I moved far enough south.
So tell me what you got here.
Okay, before I get to that, I did a real quick search from the graph that you showed previously. Look, excuse me
Cool.
while I put myself on this graph. So they must be like 6 foot something, but they put it in the same overlay on top
Funny.
of the one that was bad to
That's
begin
funny.
with.
That's funny. We're gonna start doing those bis bloopers now.
That is good. That is good. We should
Mm,
do that.
yeah.
So we are doing equality today because uh, Black History Month is next month. I'm sorry,
Next one.
yeah, next month, but also next week. So we wanted to go over everything equality. So I'm out here on Tableau Public, and I just with the hashtag Black History Month, there's over 10,000 visits out here.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I could have chose like 100 of these. There were so many to look at. So I only chose a couple. Hey, is this the same Pablo Gomez that we know?
Yes. Yes. Let's see the Pablo. Yeah. Let's see
Okay, yeah,
Pablo.
I didn't see that. We got to look at that real quick
Yeah. We can talk to Pablo for sure.
because so he's
Pablo
gonna
is
be
gonna be in our
he's
user group this month.
that's right. Hold on, I clicked on the wrong thing.
So if anybody wants to know, Pablo's from Argentina, but he lives in London. So he does great stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is neat. All right, I'll have to dig into this later because I haven't prepared for this one yet, but that was neat. Okay, anyway, so here's one I had. It's the 1860 Census Slavery Map.
Wow.
So what I liked about this is before this is that they were able to take that 1860 census data and format it to where you can specifically see the percentage of slaves in each county.
Mm.
Uh, by doing that, you can see where the high density areas are of where this was prevalent. And if you might be able to see it, might not like the percentage for each county is you can kind of see there's numbers kind of all over the place, but you can see like in this county in Washington County,
Mhm.
92.3% of the county's residents were enslaved people, which is just crazy.
Mhm.
There's a legend down here, though it's kind of cut off. There's a
Put it in the chat. Put the link. So anybody that want to see your other screen, it said Erica. Thank you for being here. So Erica here, James, Brandy. If you want to see it on your other screen. So this is just for the South, right? South of the U.S. Yes, southern state. Yes. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
So, and then there's like a let's see, it's by state and free, and then slave, and then total, and then the percentage. So it looks like it's just sorted high to low. It looks like South Carolina had the highest total percentage, which is over here. I don't know, and it's I also like that the color that was chosen was like old timey. It looks like an old newspaper. It fits with the 1860s look of being older like that.
Yeah. Incredible.
You can't see this real well, but so this would probably be a better chart choice, even if you just did a ranking top to bottom.
Mhm.
But
I think the idea was to make it like look like a something from that era, right? From that
right,
time.
right.
It's
Even the yeah,
interesting.
even the like the other colors, like they did that muted yellowy whitish for the background, but also the color legend is that same tone.
Hmm.
So it keeps that black and white look of newspapers back in the day.
So what do you think? You can make it better. Anybody on the chat, like maybe to make it better, maybe larger, maybe different colors to grab. I mean, it still grabs your attention, but maybe we can modernize this to tell people that story of that time or what was going on at the time,
Yeah,
right?
it looks like there's a lot of real estate space. I probably would maybe bump this up, make this a little smaller, maybe, and you should be able to increase that map just a little bit because like they've got these percentages listed here, but for the most part, you can't see any of these. You have at least when you hover on it, you can see it, that number pops out.
Yeah. Probably they were just looking for the concentration, right? So you can see the concentration.
Right,
So you
right.
can see
It's
in South
heavy right
Florida
here,
was not.
heavy right here.
Mm. South Florida, there was not really a lot of concentration there. Nothing. Where Miami is, or Fort
Mhm.
Lauderdale and stuff.
Yep.
So, and what is it in the square in the table there, in the crosstab table in the bottom?
So,
What is
so
it
this
there?
is it says index in the state. So it's basically uh, the percentage of slave population. Top looks like 15 they've got here. So it's the
So-
total free population, the slave population, those two added together, and then what the slave population was from the total population.
Okay, so that could you can create some KPIs or some type of highlights or
Yeah.
the most important numbers out of this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that you could do.
Yeah.
Cool. What
I
else
just
you got? You
okay.
have anything else?
Next we got this one. I found another baseball one. So I'm a big fan of baseball, big Cardinal fan.
Hmm.
So spiral charts are a thing nowadays, right? People are talking about it all the time. They're adding it to newspaper articles, getting attention. We were on a couple of shows last week, and people are discussing it. Uh, there's not a lot of business case used for it, but I thought that this one was interesting in that it was created in 2018 before it became a thing.
Wow.
But what I did gather some information about this just real quick. So one of the downsides of a circular chart is that you have to find the beginning and the end.
Mm.
It took me a moment to figure out why. I start in the upper left hand corner. Why is 2016 here in 1947 here and in 1981 here? Well, then I had to figure out that it's going in a clockwise fashion here, starting here at the top. So I'm
Mm.
like, okay, I don't start here. I got to start on the right hand side and work my way around. So 1947 it was 0.9, 1981 18.7, and now 2016
Mm.
6.7. But yeah, go ahead.
That is interesting. Why would it went down? I wanted to know that.
So that's a good question. So like this must be the peak, and this must be the low, the min and max, and then where we're at today or as of when this was created. So, but one thing I was able to glean from this was where it was in 2016, 6.7%. So I want to know like where how far back does that go to where it's at where it was? I think it's like It's that data point right there that I can barely get. Let's see if I can get it.
Uh,
Yeah,
you put that one in the chat.
1956.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're at the same percentage of black athletes in baseball as we were in 1956. So the question would be like, well, what happened,
Mm-hmm.
and how do we increase that adoption? But I just thought it was an interesting view of a spiral chart with a baseball in the middle. You can get a little bit out of it, so it's kind of a fun thing to look at. One of the things I would like to improve would be this Vision tooltip. It would be nice if I could see in 1956 or in the latest data point in 2016 the count per team of those players.
Mm.
So that might be relevant to an executive, or like, we need to be more diverse in who we're bringing in. Oh man, we've been in second to last, third to last. Like we're at the bottom every single year. Let's
Yeah,
fix the problem.
I think that it also needs to honestly, we'll have to say, okay, whites, Hispanics, blacks, everything, because then that way, when you hover, you can see, okay, oh, look, it's because now there are more Hispanics in baseball. I mean, that could be the reason, right? Like,
Yeah.
or like to understand how that changed. But
Yes.
there's none of that here. We don't know. We can tell.
Yes. You could have an overlay
Hmm.
of from 1947 to 2016,
Hmm.
whatever groupings you want to put together, and see how it's changed over time. And if you could see in a dip, like you could see these are the high bars here, and it's stayed steady, but then it just started to decline. And like what happened here in the late 90s that caused that to dip? Did another sport take over the popularity? Was there socioeconomic reasons that caused this to happen? How can we change that? But it's just a good snapshot of what happened from 1947 till today.
Another thing that was wondering, do you know, because I don't know much about baseball, but do you know if there were less teams or less, everything else, like the teams maybe are larger, less athletes in each team from 1947. Now we have maybe a lot of different teams. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or
there are more teams that have come in since 1947.
okay.
Not a ton. Most teams have been around for a while.
Hmm.
And I don't know about roster size. I don't. I'd have to
Mm,
check into that to see if that has expanded or not.
interesting. Cool.
All right.
Very cool.
Next one's it's a fun one. So here's
Mm,
must read books by Black authors recommended by TED speakers.
mm.
So
That's
what I
speaker.
like about
Nice.
this is the layout. The layout is unique. It looks like you're looking at an office wall, and
Mm-hmm.
here's all my books of what I'm reading. And you've got
Amazing.
bookends and decorations, and like, again, in a business case, not as useful, but I just thought it was a really unique layout that I
Yeah.
had not seen before.
I'm gonna vote this for Best of the Day. Love it. I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
I also like, and I haven't done this, and I should look into this. It just has a single box here so it doesn't list all. It doesn't list multiple values selected like
Mhm.
Tableau does, but it
Put,
just
put-
it,
put it in the
it
chat. Put it in the chat. This is great. Yeah, this one is awesome. I really like this one. I love how this looks. It's so easy to understand. I
so
mean,
yeah.
it's really cool. Mhm.
What I wish it could do a little better is
Mhm.
when you click on a book, it take you somewhere. So when you hover, it gives you a
Mhm.
lot of great information.
Mhm.
All the filters, or not filters, all the categories down there with the publisher and the genre and the pages to mention. It would be good if I selected a book. It took me to where it's at on Amazon. You know, if
Mhm.
these are must-read books, make it convenient for your user to actually go and get it. Like, you know what, this book sounds super interesting. Let
Mhm.
me click. Let me click on it. Actually, it looks like it's got a hyperlink, but it didn't go anywhere. Let me click on it and go to it, so I could see that book. Oh, it's only this much on Amazon. I'm going to buy it. So that would be a good way to have people more engaged with. They find something that they're super interested in, It's a buy now button like they have on Amazon.
That's really cool. What does it say there? How to read? I like that. I just cannot on the
Yeah,
left.
it's a little confusing. Like I don't know what this line and this dot and this line other than just a spacer, but I thought that meant something initially. The height, it doesn't. There's no description here. There's no description by the width. It's just this one. So the only way I could read it was the book color is the genre. So there's all these
Mm.
genres, and if you hover,
Okay.
and it just says if you hover, you get more information. But
Hmm.
it also says down here each book is scaled down height and width of the actual book in inches. And my what I would prefer to see there is the height of the book dependent on the number of pages, because they give you a
Mm.
filter here of how many. I only want a book that's 100 pages long or less. I think it'd be more helpful to see how big these books are by the width of that bar.
Mm. The other cool thing will be to include the. I don't know if it's possible, but I mean to get that data, but include the rating or the views or how people
Yeah,
rate it. Book maybe in
yeah.
Amazon how many reviews.
I like that it has the search. So if I'm looking for, and I've already done this, so I know what I'm looking for. I want to see what any books from Oprah. Hey, there is a book there, and then there you go. You know
Nice.
that's Oprah's book about whatever she's talking about there.
What I know for sure, it says, yeah. Mm.
Yep.
Cool. I like it.
Uh, what,
Um,
what threw me off a little bit was the colors. I mean, there's a ton of genres, so it's hard to pick a color for each single one.
mhm. Very nice. Very clever. I mean, and then you can get the author. It's very simple, but at the same time, very cool.
Right. Yeah. Just like the layout of it's the story they're telling is a good one. And the way they laid it out makes it easy to consume.
Hmm. Very nice.
All right. The last one. It's about the Great Migration, which I hadn't heard before. But it was the movement of 6 million African Americans out of the rural South to the urban Northeast, Midwest, and West that occurred between 1916 and 1970.
Okay.
So I can kind of see a map how everybody's kind of they're getting out of the South and going elsewhere. So I have this one, which was created by
Oh,
Chantilly.
very nice. Oh yeah,
So you
this
know,
Chantel is good stuff.
it's
Mm.
good.
Mm.
What I liked is there's some immediate things that you can see without completely understanding what's going on. These slope charts here, this something's decreasing and something's increasing here.
Very.
There's something here. What's going on here? So you can see a little bit of what's happening. So
And it
something's
highlights. And it highlights. Look at that. It
yeah.
highlights the area.
I hadn't noticed that before. That's good. Yeah, what threw me off a little bit was the colors, the red and the black. Like for the most part, red is bad. Here, nothing's good or bad. Whether people came or go, that's just where they moved to.
Hmm.
But having it in that red and black was a little confusing because it took me a little time to understand it. So, for
Hmm.
example, this Georgia it decreased by 0.13 million,
Hmm.
but look at this bar. It looks like it's going up. I mean,
Hmm.
to me, it looks like it's going up because the dot is the beginning, and then it goes up from there, kind of like a thermometer.
Hmm.
But in reality, it's the opposite. It's actually it's going the opposite direction. It's saying it decreased, so it's
Okay.
going down. And then on this one, they increased by 0.41, so they've actually gone
Mm.
up to a certain point. But to me, this looks like a reverse thermometer going down. So it took me a little bit to understand the decrease and the increase.
So and she, which is cool. She created first migration, second migration, right? Really neat, really cool. Yeah. Um.
And then over here on the right hand side, they've got the top 10 states in 1910 African American population. So you see Georgia's at the top, but again, it's colored all red, which
Hmm.
is a little like it doesn't really fit the story. But when you click on it, now you can see it broken down by each
Mm. Oh my
each
god.
county, and then within the county, you can see even more where it was in 1910, 1940, and 1970. and then the population change, African Americans and white population changes.
Oh, I love that. I love that tooltip. Mm, it's really good.
Even this one is kind of neat. It's added here.
Oh, so this
See,
is
you
also
see,
what you're looking at. So it's
yeah,
that's like giving you the variance, right? Right there.
yeah.
Correct? Isn't
So
it?
so
Okay.
Fulton County in Georgia had the most increase from
Mhm.
1910 to 1940, and then down here would probably be the lowest, or maybe it's just by count. I'm not quite sure.
I really like it. So anybody in the chat wants to look at it, it's in the chat, the link. And if you have any comments or any suggestions or anything, let us know. What do you think about this visualization? Anything that you will make different? Anything that is confusing? Go down a little bit just to see the second migration.
Yep. One more thing I'll
Yeah.
highlight real quick that threw me off just a little bit is
Uh-huh.
so this is the top 10 states.
Uh-huh.
This is the change in top 10 states, 1910 to 1940, and you can see there are some that don't connect.
Mm.
And the reason for that is these dots represent these states, but
Okay.
that's in 1910. This is the 1940 line. So
Mm.
what it says here is Tennessee was ranked ninth. It's not on the top 10 in 1940.
Okay.
Same thing
Hmm.
for Arkansas. And in the reverse, New York and Florida were not in the top 10 in 1910.
10. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can see the rest of the states of whether they were flat, went up or went down. And one of the things I would like to see is like here you can't tell if you know that the this means it decreased and this means it increased. Again, if just change the color to something a little more recognizable, that would be helpful. But I just thought it was interesting. I'm like, why don't those dots connect? And
Mhm.
that's why. So that was the first migration from 1910 to 1940, and I like the story if you read it all of what happened, a little bit about it, etc. And this next section is the same thing, almost the same thing, minus this little section that she put in here for the second migration. So you can compare from one to the other.
Mhm.
You can see from 1910 to 1940 here in the West, in the Southwest, there was a little bit of an increase, and then you can see from 1940 to 1970, it blew up. There was a ton. You can see the decreases in some of these areas were like concentrated in a few little pockets here, but in the second migration, you can see a far larger majority
Mhm.
of concentration with that black color.
Wow.
Got the same thing here with the slope charts here. And
Wow.
the big thing here is New York. So in 1940, it was ninth at 571,000, and then in 1970, 30 years later, number one at 2.1 million.
Wow. That's incredible increase.
And it's charts like these that you can, a slope chart that you can really tell a variance from one point to another. It's not good for
Mhm.
trends over time, but if you want to see how something started and how something ended, this is a prime example of how that works well.
So if you hover to New York in that one, does it highlight that only, or if you go to the bar, maybe the bar will I don't know. Okay. Oh,
And look,
okay.
none every
Mm.
every county increased.
Mm. Yes, everything increased. Wow, incredible. Wow, I like it. Anybody in the chat wants to comment about this specific one? Um, so what is this gray and blue and the tooltip?
So the darker line is African Americans, and the
Mhm.
gray bar is the white population changes.
Okay,
So you can see on if there was an increase by one or the other, it shows you that.
interesting. And what is then this chart on the left that you were?
Yeah. So this one, it's the percentage of population by region. So if I hover here in the red, this is the South, and
Hmm.
you can see that here. She just added the one legend for South. So in 1910, 83% of African Americans lived in the South, and if you
Okay.
compare that to 1970,
Mm.
now only 46% lived in the South.
Only half. Yeah, almost less than half.
And then
Wow.
you can do the same thing for in the East. 25% in 1970, but back in 1870 it was 8%.
Mm.
So you can see it's kind of a 100% stacked area chart.
Very cool.
But what I would be interested to see is like if this could have been this gray sliver
Mm.
here
Mm.
and this gray sliver maybe added to the top and just sorted that way. Because it was kind of hard to like hover on that to actually see what I was looking at. 'Cause that's the West.
Hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting. I like that it all fit in one page, and then you can compare both maps for sure. Like this, right? Oh, and I see that the one on top also changed. Okay. That looks very different. Florida. Look at that. So what is the one on the left? The first, yeah.
So like it's interesting. Like Bay, Florida is gray up here, super gray, and here it's in red. So they had Bay, Florida, had a huge increase
Hmm.
to that area and from the 1940s to 1970s.
Really interesting. What is the first bar on the bottom? On the first bar under the map. What is that? Dale County. Okay, Dale. Okay.
Dade County, yeah.
Dade County. Okay. That's south, right? Yeah.
Yes, down here.
Like down there. Okay. Uh,
Can't
probably
think.
white one. No. Mm,
Here, let's see if I click on it.
hmm.
Doesn't I think I think it's right
That
here.
that's what I think too. Yeah. Cool. What is the second one? The second one. See, can you see the second one? Well, yeah.
Duval.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the
there you go.
one.
Yeah.
Hmm. Very cool. Um, we're almost done today. Another 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 episode. Date is Miami date. That's what Erica says. Okay. Thanks, Erica. Yeah, it should be Miami. I don't know why it's not showing on the. I think it's that white space there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I just want to say, I mean, thank you everyone. Just remember, we work here at Data Meaning. If anything that you need from us, we offer, of course, a BI to BI solutions. Anything that you need related to Tableau or Alteryx, we're definitely here to help you. So let us know if you need anything from implementation, servers, training too. We're here to help you. Hope that you'll enjoy this. Next week we have it's sports. If anybody in the chat or anybody that you know or friend of yours loves sports, let us know. Next week we're gonna have sports, any type of sports visualization. We're gonna have that. If you want to sign up, let us know too. That should be a lot of fun. What is the sports next week? What is it we're celebrating next week? I don't remember
But
now.
I mean, this the Super Bowl is coming up.
Okay. Coming up. Okay, okay. I want to make sure that's what it was. Okay. So
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
So far for sports, we got Tito. Tito's coming
Tito,
back.
Tito's gonna be with us. But if you love sports or are a fan of any specific sports, doesn't have to be for the Super Bowl or football, soccer. I mean, I know that Tito's gonna do soccer. I'm gonna look at baseball. I mean, I'm pretty sure Aaron is gonna look at
Yep.
baseball. I'm gonna look for
I'll do that.
basketball. I'm gonna look for something for basketball. But if you want to join us and be with us, let us know. More than welcome to be with us next week. That should be a lot of fun because sports visualization, there's like so many out there and they're so good. So thank you so much for attending today and hope to see you next week. Thank you, everyone. All right. Have a good weekend. Have a good
Guys,
rest of the week. Hopefully, you can get less cold weather. I'm gonna send some hot weather from Florida to everyone. So hopefully, you get less cold weather. And see you next week. Thank you so much. Have a good
see you guys.
weekend. Bye.